Alright, where to begin in this video? Um, this isn't gonna be your normal reactionary type of content. Honestly, I got pretty tired of doing that. You've noticed that the uploads kind of stopped. I've taken longer breaks because I wasn't looking forward to recording that content. It was like, oh, what degenerate ding dong do I have to cover? Like, how do people not realize, how wrong these actions or this behavior is, right? And I feel like by reporting on a lot of these nuisance streamers, you're actually growing the amount of nuisance streamers, right? Kind of like the whole serial killer reporting, how they found that by reporting on serial killers, it actually would breed a whole new generation of more serial killers that were influenced by that. And in a digital age where most of the youth want to become a content creator or a YouTuber or a live streamer, that desire to grow, uh, they're going to be pushed to do a lot of dumb things and to go extreme because things have already been done. So why do those things? They're going to have to push the envelope. And I don't want to have my hand in that, honestly. I wasn't having fun doing it. It wasn't bringing me any joy doing the edits. I would watch those and be like, I can't believe there are people like this out there. And it's one of the things I complain about, how movies will focus on a lot of the tragic events. They're never talking about the people that did good or brought. There's no movie about the man who discovered penicillin, right? But there's a movie about the man who created the atomic bomb, right? There's no movies about people that went and then fed the homeless or housed a bunch of homeless people or gave these people jobs and made a change for the better. Instead, it's always been the opposite, and I'm kind of done doing that. I don't care about growing my channel if it's done in that way. Um, I'm getting too old for this. It's not about the growth anymore. It's more about what brings me joy, what makes me happy, and what kind of legacy I guess I leave as my digital footprint, right? Because we're not getting any younger, and I just saw a couple of my videos on reporting about these people, and I really don't need to do it. And I mean, shout out to the people that can do it and have been doing it. I understand, but at a certain point in time, if it's about growing the channel, I could have easily just downloaded and copied other people's reels and shorts and videos and just done those, but that's just not me. I would feel like a fake and a phony, and I just wouldn't have that much fun doing it. And that's not the kind of thing I want to leave behind. So I'm going to be focusing on doing other things. You're going to be getting random videos of me going places or making food or playing video games. That's going to be the main focus, honestly. I feel like I can be consistent in playing video games. I've been trying to get through my backlog of some games. I know I tried it doing some other games like um, Tomb Raider and AI, talking about how that actually relates to the real world and how they're actually mentioning things that actually go on in the real world, but people think it's just entertainment. So I've been playing this game called Control, and I've been watching other people play it, thinking, hey, maybe there's other people that are talking about this, but there really hasn't been. Like how that game kind of loosely touches on a lot of the stuff that I've been studying and talk about on my Instagram, such as the Gateway Protocol, Carl Jung archetypes, which was oddly brought up. You'll see it in one of my gameplay things if you watch it, but I talk about how it reminded me of like the Gateway Protocol and astral projections, and all of a sudden the next note I get is about astral projections and this Gateway Protocol, and very reminiscent of the Montauk Project, which is what Stranger Things was actually based off of. And I feel like there aren't that many content creators that do things like that, and so I'm gonna start going into that. I'm kind of overplaying multiplayer games so much, unless it's kind of with friends. But I kind of feel like we're just on repeat. We're just repeating the same thing. We're in a loop of playing the same game, right? The same format over and over again. Don't get me wrong. I'm probably gonna be playing Street Fighter 6. I I've got the itch to play that again since a lot of other streamers are actually playing it. It's getting popular again, and I'm actually not bad at it. I'm decent, so I figured why not start playing that. And it's really about getting better myself. There's no one to blame when you play a single player game like that, right? So I'm gonna be doing a lot more of that. I'm also going to be creating a lot of random stuff. So I understand if people don't want to follow me, and that's fine because the way I look at it is if we build a relationship on fakeness, right, and not on something solid like the truth or authenticity, then it's only a matter of time before people leave. So I don't mind that. And if you do want to stick around, that's cool too. I feel like a lot of people stuck around from my old days of Twitch, and it's kind of crazy to see some of those clips of me and what I was doing and how much the negative experience of being silenced and bullied and harassed by the woke mob of Twitch because they labeled me a brand threat because I felt those brands were doing a lot of harm to humanity, whether it be through the microplastics or all the chemicals they put in the food. I mean, I was talking about the dyes that they put in the food in 2018 on Twitch. No one was doing that, right? And then now we have this RFK Junior coming in, removing that stuff and changing high fructose corn syrup into sugar. And that really bothered me because I thought that it would be a platform to spread knowledge and awareness to the younger generation and not just contribute to the brain rot. And that's what I was doing on my Twitch channel, or not my Twitch, my YouTube channel, is just contributing to the brain rot because I was more focused on growth, right? Kind of just doing what other people were doing that were successful and basically reaching for low hanging fruit. Talking about these nuisance streamers, like it's not hard to go pick on people that aren't that smart, right? Or aren't doing very well. That's But then it takes a lot to bring people up, which is honestly the reason why I was streaming on Twitch. It wasn't until the Twitch staff and they started doing that it kind of changed me and kind of turned me into a spiteful, revenge-seeking asshole. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. I'm not a saint. But I mean, when push comes to shove, and you're just constantly getting banned for no reason, they can't give you a legitimate reason, and I have to go through the appeal process. And I'm watching other streamers that do worse things, encouraging alcoholism, um, physical abuse, right? And I didn't do any of that stuff. And I was getting in more trouble than they were because I was a brand risk in letting people know that they're putting poison in your food, that they're doing harmful things to you to make the dollar. And that's not the digital footprint that I want to leave behind. It's kind of why I stopped posting so much. It just wasn't enjoyable for me, and I didn't enjoy watching that content. I'll leave them up there because I want people to see that, I look at other people's YouTube channel where they posted like 10 years ago and see where they started and see where they end up. So I'm going to leave those videos up because I think people should have the right to see that kind of stuff. But I mean, the whole reason I got big on Twitch in the first place was because I was doing exactly what I wanted to do, which was just be the difference, try to change someone's life for the better. And honestly, by doing reactions to content streamer or content creators that are doing awful things that anyone knows, or not anyone, most people that have a moral compass will know that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be harassing people, maybe you shouldn't be laying your hands on people, maybe you shouldn't be doing some of this crazy stuff for content, right? And yeah, I think it was because I had built so much on Twitch, and then I lost it all. And I just couldn't figure it out because I would see other streamers do horrendous things that I felt was way worse, right? Compared to me telling people about the crimes of Nestle or General Mills. And yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, is because I want this to be kind of like the turning point of this channel where I'm going to be playing games. I'm going to be having fun. Who knows how much more time I have on this earth, but it just wasn't worth it to me to record and draw attention to these nuisance streamers. Because, like, let's say if I did get big, then other people that are trying to make it big are going to try to get on the radar and be reviewed by these other content creators that review nuisance streamers. And yeah, I got a huge backlog of video games I want to play. And I mean, I really don't want to edit and make these crazy, detailed videos on the food and stuff like that, because I feel AI is already doing that, and AI is kind of taking it away. Where we're kind of yearning for that 80s and 90s nostalgia of skate films and that raw content, that unedited home video type of feel. So I'm always early on a lot of trends, and I think this might be no different. And if it is or if it isn't, all I know is that I'm actually gonna be happy doing the things that I want, and I think that's the main goal here of this YouTube channel. Because I watched videos telling me that, hey, you need to stay in a niche if you want to grow your channel and you want to make it big and get all this spot. But that's not what I want to use this platform for. It wasn't. It wasn't for that. Honestly, it was more of just sharing myself and creating art and just. I mean, we're all people that walk different life and have a bunch of different stories and experiences to tell, but I feel like a lot of us are so afraid of being themselves and sharing that. And honestly, like, sure, I might have overshared to a fault, but that's all right. You live and learn. It's no problem with it. But yeah, I really don't know what I was gonna do to wrap up this video other than say that I wasn't happy making those videos of reacting to content. And you know, I kind of want to do what I want to do, which is I'm gonna start playing games and posting food content and then sharing my opinion on current event stuff and just random stuff. It's really hard to describe where this is going, but if you want to stick around, that's cool. But if you don't, I understand. But yeah, you only live once, guys, and time waits for no one. So with that, have a good one.